Welcome, everyone, to the IAFM podcast. I'm here with Christine Mullen, owner of Aspire Digital Solutions here in Ridgefield, Connecticut. But I love this because we get to talk to people with so many different backgrounds. I think it's just really cool to be talking to a business owner right now, someone who owns a digital marketing business. This is someone we've never spoken to before. So I'm very excited. And as most of you know, I myself am a graphic designer. So this really hits home for me. And this is something that I'm very interested in to kind of hear how your whole life has evolved, because very similar to me, I didn't, right out of the gates after college and university, know that this is what I wanted to do. In fact, I thought this, like graphic design and doing things like this was not in the cards for me. I was like, in my mind, going in a completely action. So in speaking with Christine, you started off very differently, right? When you were first out of college, you were in a textile firm or
Yeah.
something like that. Tell us about that.
So I always had visions in college. I majored in international business. So I always had visions of traveling the world, working on a big brand overseas in Europe and being their head of marketing.
Yeah.
And or just involved some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form. I didn't know what my role was going to be. And when I graduated college, I knew I wanted to get into international business. And the only job I could find at the time was with a textile firm.
Yep.
So we did a lot of importing of fabrics from overseas, Japan, Korea, Pakistan.
Yeah.
And so my role there was more of a purchasing. So I was in charge of all purchasing all fabrics, logistics, getting it shipped over. It was very straight and narrow. There wasn't much creative about that part of my job at all.
And how old were you at this point? This is straight out of college?
I probably was started around
In your 20s?
23, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to get into this, but I started in a hotel industry before then, but I
Oh.
worked there for a little bit. But
We all have somewhere we started. I was waiting tables. It's all good.
yeah, that's it. That's part of my story.
I love it.
But yeah, so so it was international business, and at least I felt like I was in the field.
Yeah.
I worked for a company for 5 years. Myself and 2 other people had left that organization. The 2 people that I left with started another textile company, and
Yes.
I went with them. So it was real startup. It was small. There were only 4 of us to start, and the company grew. It grew. And over time, I've evolved and took a lot of interest in the design piece of it. So we designed fabrics. So I worked a lot closely with the founder, who was a designer. And then it just kind of morphed itself into marketing. And I ended up
Very
becoming the
cool.
marketing director for that firm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Did you get to travel a lot?
I did. I mean, yeah, I went to Japan, I went to Korea, China. So yeah,
That's really cool.
that I got to travel overseas, but then I did a lot of like local traveling too, to like trade shows and stuff around
Of
the
course.
United States. But yeah,
That's all
cool.
part of it.
Yeah, I loved my trip to Japan.
Fast forwarding, you mentioned 2017 was a very pivotal year in
Yeah.
your career-wise anyway. You
Yeah.
mentioned that was the year that there were some layoffs that happened and you had to make some really critical decisions
Yeah.
about how to move forward.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I had a severance. I was like, I'm going to just take some time to figure this out.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it was leading up to that point where I got laid off from my job. I also was going through a divorce.
Oh,
So it was really, yeah. And I moved to Ridgefield. I had been living in Westchester. So I had a lot of changes going on.
wow.
It was probably the biggest growth period of my life during those
Wow.
past
Yeah.
2 years. And so I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit tight and just kind of figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
One morning I did wake up and I was like, I got to get a job. I should do something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's very easy to, like, when having those big change moments, which even though some are personal, they certainly feed into our business and whatever else, any other things that we're doing, it can have a high impact on that. So
Yeah.
I can't even imagine
yeah.
what you were
'Cause-
going through emotionally and everything else.
Yeah. I traveled a lot for my job. So I knew at that point, having stayed home, I didn't want to go back to that lifestyle anymore. I had
Yeah.
2 kids. They were probably in 4th grade and 6th grade at the time, 2
Mhm.
boys. And my my thought process on what was important to me
Yeah.
had shifted a lot. But I was like, you know what? I really should do something. I woke up one morning and I said, like I said, it was like, I should get a job. And I got a job waiting tables.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get out of the house
Yes.
and do something and see what happens.
Yeah.
And here I am, 46 years old, a mom of 2,
Yeah.
and having that time where I waited tables, I talked to people, I met people. It was just a lot of learning about myself
Yeah.
and what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go in
Isn't
my
that
next step.
interesting? Waiting tables is sometimes poo-pooed, but it's the best. And I think that everyone should be at some point in their lives in the service industry, one way or the other. Um, because it's very character building.
Hmm.
It helps you handle people and handle situations
And
really
multitask.
well and multitasking. Yes. Um, I even have good friends who like own a restaurant, and my first job out of college was waiting at their restaurant. And to this day, if they need help and I have time, I'll go in for a night. I'll do it. I don't care.
I
'Cause
love it.
they're
I
like
love
family
it.
to me anyway.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, sure, but I actually do enjoy
Mm.
even now having those breaks from my day to day and having time with just people.
Yeah. And
It
you're
kind of
moving the whole
you're
time
moving.
and you're
Yeah.
just like, there's so much going on. You're like, gotta remember this and that. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I love it too.
I
It's
agree.
great.
Yeah.
Um,
So you decided to
Wait tables.
wait tables. And then how did you transition from something like that to saying, oh, I don't know, I'm going to completely
Mm,
180 from where I was when
mm.
I originally started in like the textile firm, right? How did you transition into, I'm going to own a business and
Mm.
it's going to be a digital marketing business? What was that transition like where was that aha moment for you, like I can do this and not just I can do this, I can own a business, like being a founder
Mm.
and build something up from scratch?
I wish I could say there was a day where it flipped the switch like it
Yeah.
did when I decided to go get a job at a restaurant, because there wasn't that pivotal moment for me.
Yeah.
Um, I can't go further in my story without talking about my father, who was a serial entrepreneur. He owned his own businesses in Putnam County,
Hmm.
and he always in New York, and he always spoke to me about the importance of working for yourself, um, having control of your own destiny, and he really pushed that on me. And he knew I always had an interest in business and I wanted to go in that direction. But he was always bringing things to me, especially during this time of
Yeah.
good ideas that he had, because he was always looking for the next, gazillion-dollar deal or whatever was going to be the next thing. I always called him the nutty professor because he was always thinking about different things.
Yeah.
Um, so he taught me at a young age a lot. And he was always bringing things to me. And there was an instance when I was working at the restaurant, and it was many, many years ago. So he brought this technology to me. He's like, listen, I think a lot of local businesses can benefit from this. And it was the technology that you need that, when you go into a location and they ask you for your email address
Right.
to get access to their Wi-Fi. So it was
Interesting.
fairly new at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts were pretty much the only ones with it. And I was like, oh, wow, this is great. I said, maybe I should bring this to the restaurant owner
Yeah.
that I'm working for. So he did. I brought it to him. He's like, this is great.
Yeah.
So,
What an easy and natural way to be like, you need this and I need this. And
yeah,
it's just like a very
yeah,
soft, smooth transaction.
yeah, it was
Build
just,
my email list. You get the Wi-Fi you need to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden, one day he's like, we need a website. And I was like, okay. Listen, I'd never designed, built, done anything from a website before. I had worked on projects where we were working websites,
Yeah.
but I never looked at the back end of a website before in my life.
Yeah.
So I said, I can do that.
Yeah.
So because I was doing some other marketing things, we were doing some social media at the time, I
Mhm.
think. And I had connected with someone who said, "Oh, you should meet Billy."
Yeah.
So I met with Bill, um, and he designed websites. So he helped me design this website. And I don't know how it happened, but we got more websites. And I can't even tell you in one,
Yeah.
yeah, like how this evolved.
So Billy became kind of like your
Mhm.
right hand, like the executor
Of the
of
website.
the websites at the time,
Yeah.
and you were finding the businesses and like or
Yes.
the needs, right? Identifying the needs.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. And, I was actually doing a lot of network. Another thing I learned from my father is networking is huge and getting yourself involved in community. So
Yes,
my father always was part
100%.
of the chambers of commerce in town. He always devoted time to the Rotary Club and so many different organizations in his town. So that was one other thing he really instilled on me. And, so I did. I joined the chamber. I started networking. I went to
Mhm,
different events and the business started rolling in.
mhm.
So that's a very important piece of the growth of my business is the
Yeah,
fact that I really enjoy meeting people and networking, although it's really out of my comfort zone.
yeah. It's
Um,
hard. Networking is it's hard. It's more than just like showing up somewhere and passing a business card. Like people want to meet you.
yeah. And you
They
get to
want
know, you
to
build
work
a
with
rapport. They
you.
like to
It's
see you. It's
yeah,
important. Anyway, I ended up bringing Bill on as a business partner.
amazing.
So he was my business partner for many years. About a year ago, we decided to go our separate ways, and
Yeah.
now I'm the sole owner and founder of Aspire Digital Solutions. But that was a very difficult transition too in the
Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we just started getting business, and it morphed to where it is today. I mean, it wasn't a flip of the switch; it
Yeah.
just was, pounding pavement. Eventually, one of the scariest things I did was resign from my restaurant job.
Yeah.
Um,
And taking those leaps of faith into
uh,
yourself, like trusting and betting on yourself is not an easy thing.
there was one day I said to Bill at the time, I said, "I think we can pay ourselves a salary."
Mhm.
And it was like frame. It's like, wow,
That's
we
huge,
can actually get paid doing it and,
right?
where we can actually make some money. So it
That's
was,
why.
yeah, it was,
That is really cool. How many clients do you off the top, like, do you know, like, how many clients you might have? Or does it, like, vary because
yeah.
project based, you know what I mean? Things come and go.
Things come and go. We do a lot of website design, but we do a lot of like, we do a lot of marketing for clients too. So we have like hundreds of website
That's
clients that we just host their websites for
correct. And manage.
and manage and maintain it if they have any changes. But from a retainer, like I can't even imagine how many we've had and
Yeah.
through the years. But
Yeah. That's
um,
amazing.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really cool.
it's pretty cool.
Um, what part of running a business do you secretly enjoy the most? Or maybe surprisingly enjoy the most that you maybe couldn't see when you first started?
Ugh, I mean, there's
'Cause it
so
must be, like it's a lot, right? It's a lot of work,
it
but is there
is.
is
I
there
mean,
something that kinda keeps the spark going?
the only thing that keeps the spark going for me is the love of doing what I do and the love
Mhm.
of marketing. The HR piece, the finance piece, the payroll piece, the people, the all the other things that are involved uh, are are challenging. It's
Yes,
very challenging, and
yes.
I do lean on some great partners to help
Yeah,
in those areas. I don't try and take on everything myself.
yeah,
There's people outside businesses that also help to support us because I don't like it.
yeah,
So when I can, I try to outsource as much as I possibly can. But it really, what keeps me going is that goal and that feeling that, when a client says to me, we're getting more patients in the door, or, I can see that our business is growing. These are things that like we, it's great. To me, that's what makes me happy.
yeah.
Mm,
I
keeps me
agree.
going.
I agree.
Yeah.
I find that when, like s and I don't wanna 'cause I wanna ask you this a little bit
No,
later too, is like, what is success, right? And you're kinda touching upon that right now is like, what is success to you? And to me, like, it's knowing that I've helped them. It's knowing that my clients have found, um, like, have been able to achieve one of their goals, things that they couldn't do on their own.
Yeah, it
They've
must
come
be
to us,
awesome to
right?
be, like, seeing, like, when your ads out there in the
Right.
world, you're
There
like,
you go. It's like
"Wow,
a
this is"
little
and look how good it makes them look, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're helping them look better,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
present their business in a better way,
100%.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I can tell when somebody did it themselves versus had a graphic designer to do
a
it,
hundred
you know?
percent. And there's so many tools out there that kind of help and allow for people to try to do that. But I think that, and
I can
it's not a
probably do it
shot.
all the way too.
Yeah, it's not a shot at anyone because you do have to start somewhere and sometimes budgets don't allow things. And, you do try to do it yourself, but there's only so far that can take you. And there's a certain point where you do have to, like you said, start outsourcing things that are not your
Yeah.
expertise.
One of the
Yeah.
thing about the tools too is you become to look like everybody else that are using those tools
Oh,
because
yeah.
they have the same templates and they're using the thing. So you can start to spot them. It doesn't scream originality. And one of the things
Correct.
that a graphic designer brings into play is originality. So
I
anyway,
agree.
I'm a big proponent of graphic design. So
Ding, ding.
uh,
It's true. It is very true. There's no shame in that.
yeah.
And finding help. Asking for help is not easy for everybody, but it is necessary. And if you find the right partner, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Did you find that there were particular skills um, from your previous jobs, whether it was waiting tables or whether it was when you were doing marketing, like being the
Mhm.
marketing director
Yeah.
at the textile place, that have come into play here?
Yeah. It's
Like
amazing
everything,
sometimes.
right?
Yeah, like we work with a logistics client and my days back in textiles, I was doing logistics. So I can help this client because I know logistics.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've been there. I speak the language. I understand what we're trying to communicate. So
Yeah.
those are great. Just trade shows, clients are doing trade shows. I've done like a gazillion trade shows.
Yeah.
I, I can bring in pretty much experience from all of those,
Hmm.
all
Yeah.
those
I like that.
experiences that I had and take from them.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's the beauty of time and experience, right? Like,
Absolutely.
how knowledgeable we are now. I could never be doing this in my 30s, right? So,
It's 100%.
mm,
And I think that experience, no matter where it comes from, can very deeply inform what you're doing today or in this moment, whatever that moment is,
yeah.
in the future, what have you. Like I said before, I didn't go to school for graphic design. That was not
Oh,
my
you did it?
intent. No, that was not my
What did you
intent at
do?
all. I have an illustration degree.
Uh, so
And
you were an
I
artist?
was an artist. So I was like, in my mind, I was going to be the starving artist, right? And I was like, this is it. It was exhausting. So
Yeah.
hence, like, and it's, I do miss it. I do wish I had more time for fine art and doing those, like, it really, obviously it's something that's so meaningful to me, but I kind of just fell into being an art director and a designer, out of necessity
Mm,
and out of just like seeking something more, like when I was waiting tables,
right.
something a little
You
more
were getting
kind of in my
hungry.
field. I need money. So, and it's again, and it kind of all ties back to also making connections, networking, because I kind of just did that as like, oh, I'll just do this. I took a course in college. I kind of know what I'm doing and I'll just learn.
Yeah.
And it was a junior role in a very
Yeah.
small, um, like one man show, kind of like what I am now if I were to hire somebody,
Ah,
right? Like it was
yeah.
one of those things. And
All stepping stones. Yeah.
that one connection took me everywhere I've gone, and I've worked at global agencies. Like I've had an amazing career,
Wow.
right? But it was through having kids and other things that I was like, you know what? I think I'm I'm done with this level of, because a lot It's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of your time.
Yeah.
I missed out on a lot of things. So when I had my second child, I was like, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do this on my own. And that was over 9 years ago. And
Yeah, it's
we're
great. And
still
then you're able to
trucking.
reinvent yourself into
Exactly.
something that actually,
I learned to love it. Like
Yeah.
it just became, and I learned through doing. I didn't learn my skills in college. I learned it through working
Mhm.
in the environment
Mhm.
and just launching myself into it
Mhm.
and going all the way up.
Yeah.
And so it is possible. It's possible to grow your career and, get
Yeah,
up
what
there.
you do in college doesn't really necessarily make. I have
No,
2 boys, and I say to them, they're 17 and 19. All I instill on them is a good work ethic. I say,
correct.
you can major in whatever you want in college. It really doesn't matter. Your journey is going to be, a result of the work ethic that you have and what you put into what you do.
Yes.
So, anyway,
I think that's wonderful. I think that's a great message. Yeah. Yeah.
no.
Um,
Go to school.
go to school, learn,
Learn.
never stop learning,
But
actually.
but yes, get that
Mhm.
experience and go dive in and just
Yeah.
get as much as you can from the experiences that you have.
Absolutely. Because I mean, at the end of the day, life is one big adventure, I feel like, and you only have one, so experience it. Experience it all, see where it takes you. Be in
Mhm.
control, but see where it takes you. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, and sometimes you have no control.
It's true.
I couldn't
It's
control
true.
getting laid off, but look at where that journey took me. It took me to where I am today, and it's the best thing that happened to me.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
anyway.
Mm, really good. So, okay, so you've established your business, right? At what point did expansion kind of begin? Did it become more than you and Bill, right? When
Yeah.
you started all that?
Yeah.
How did you start um
Hmm.
hiring people? Because I mean, we always um think about, company culture and
Mhm.
how important that is, which absolutely it is. Um and you have to be very mindful of that when you start like
Yeah.
bringing others in who are going to understand your mission, kind of, buy into
Mhm.
your vision for what Aspire Digital Solutions right here, right now is and where we want to take it. So you have to
Yeah.
have the right people around you to do that.
Yeah. It's tough. I have to tell you though, and graph one of the what I consider the foundation of marketing is the graphic design.
Yeah.
Right. You have to have a brand, you have to have an identity, you have to establish that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was aware of that, or this is my approach anyway. So I felt it very important to have good design in all of our marketing efforts. So
Awesome.
I had reached out to a graphic designer. Maybe I put an ad in Indeed, maybe. I
Could
don't
be.
remember. And I tested out a lot of people because graphic design, it's everybody's got a different aesthetic, everybody's got a different look and feel, and you have to make sure you're on the same page. So so I brought in a girl, Megan. She lives in Rochester. She started working just doing part time. So contract work. I
Okay.
would pay her by the hour. She would tell me how much, how many
Yeah.
hours she worked on a particular project.
Mhm.
And I kept saying to her, I'm going to hire you one day. I'm going to hire you one day. I will. I promise. She
Yeah.
was working at the Penny Saver. I don't even know if half the people know what a penny saver is anymore, but she was working at the Penny Saver in Rochester, New York, and she was miserable.
Aw.
Sorry, Penny Saver. But I said to her,
It's
I'm
true
going.
though. If it's not meant for you, if it's not something that you I keep saying aspire, and this is your business name, but it's
Can
true.
say that's
It's
why
true.
I got the business. I aspired to do something
Correct.
and do something great. But
Correct.
anyway, so Megan would work part time, and eventually it was one of the scariest things you got to do sometimes. But you really, you have to recognize you can't do everything on your own.
Yes.
But eventually, I was able to hire her full time.
That's
She
amazing.
was my first employee, and she's still here today.
Nice.
I know. I love Megan. We have like a love-hate relationship, What I love best about her, she has no ego,
That's great.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's so important to also be able to challenge one another, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of growth that happens when you push each other to
Yeah.
see
Something different.
something different.
Mhm.
And
A
it
different
doesn't mean
perspective.
I'm right, or it's just perspective.
Perspective, right?
Yeah.
And I love that
Yeah.
because, I don't need a yes person. I
Yeah.
need someone that's going to bring more suggestions to the table
Agree.
because I can't do it on my own. I don't have all the answers and I don't have all the ideas.
Nobody does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Right.
does.
So having a great team is great. So Megan was our first hire. I can't remember who our next full-time person was,
Yeah.
but we brought in we've had a decent amount of people come in and
Nice.
out, from part-time to
Mhm.
um but most of our people are here several years. So
That's
um
wonderful.
yeah,
It's good.
it's great. I owe so much to the team and the people that I surround
Mhm.
myself with. So
That's awesome.
makes me very happy.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So having the right team in place, have you noticed that the types of clients maybe that you worked with in the past versus now, um, has that evolved a lot?
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So one of the things that we do, and one of our strengths, is we do everything.
Yeah.
So we have a team of experts in all different areas, from graphic design to
Right.
website design, web development. We have a development team to do custom solutions,
Mhm.
search engine optimization.
Very
We have,
important.
yeah, we
Very
do social media. We do. So one of the things that we bring to the table is the fact that we can do everything under one roof. Although we do take a lot of one-off clients, we do have some clients that are social media, but what we really bring to the table is the strategy of everybody talking
important.
together and everybody bringing all those ideas together to help the team be successful in all areas, because marketing, it can't exist in different pillars under themselves,
Like
like search
siloed
engine
out.
out, yeah, siloed out. So search engine optimization affects Google ads. Google ads affects what our messaging is. And these are all interconnected. And
Mhm.
when you have a team that talks and communicates and strategizes together,
Yeah.
it's really beneficial. We were doing we were doing a lot of website design, which we still do a lot of, but a lot of our clients were one-off web design
Yeah.
clients. We've really shifted our model into working primarily with clients that are looking for all those things and want an outsourced marketing team that they can rely on to do that. So yes, the type of clients that we're working with usually want
Yeah.
that full picture scenario.
I
Mhm.
think that's a good point. Even when you think about, which I know this isn't necessarily what you do, but like in my world, like if someone comes to me like, oh, I need a logo.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yes, but it's more than just a logo, right?
What are you gonna do with that?
Exactly. We have to, because it's sometimes a client's mind can be a little sporadic and in
Mhm.
the moment, but instead, you know, and sometimes it's a hard conversation to have, but it's important because collaboration is important and trust is important. So talking about like it's not just a logo, you have to also think about your brand as a
Mhm.
whole, the entire identity, how you
Right.
present yourself visually to the world. It's
Yeah.
more than just this one little icon
Mhm.
sitting over words, or you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it is so much more, and you're going to notice as you move on that you need flexibilities here. You're going to need additional elements to support
Right.
your communications and your marketing. There's always a little something extra, so having someone like Aspire uh to bring all of those pieces to the table, already working so well together, um is crucial. It's very, very, very hard to achieve your goals, I feel like, when you're, and also, I think it affects your budget too
Mhm.
in ways that you may not be thinking ahead towards. Um, to be able to have the one-stop shops, people who understand the entire project. It's not just a website. You do have to worry about the SEO and the SEM. You do have to worry about all these back end metadata stuff and like all this like jargon that I'm not even like that whatever
Yeah.
on. But it is crucial for
Mhm.
things to execute properly and work together properly, as you expand and as you delve into all those other things, websites, Google Ads, socials,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, because I mean, we'll also think about if we were just doing social media, we want to hold you onto you as a social media client forever, right? But if we're a full service agency, we may say, you know what, social media is not really what's going to help you here.
Right.
you should be focusing on search engine optimization, or you should be maybe and doing some pay-per-click advertising. So, our goal isn't to see one service
Yeah.
outshine any other. It's to help
Yes.
the business grow.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the key elements of what we bring to the table. I don't care if you run social media or not. I just care if you get growth. And
Correct.
whatever it is that's going to get you to that point is what we're going to focus on.
Yeah.
And
And you, again, as a team, are going to be able to
determine.
not just create
Mhm.
this piece of the puzzle, but then you're going to be able to analyze, like have all the analytics, right? How did it perform? Where do we need to improve? That is, even if it's a website, like that is something you have to continually kind of keep track of. Am I still popping up in searches? What can I do? Are there errors? And like all, there are things that are constantly having to be tweaked and fixed,
Yeah.
um, checked every few months or whatever, you know what I mean? And so having a team behind you that is doing that on the back end, uh,
I'm such a
is
big
huge.
proponent of data. Like I
Yeah.
say it, like data is the foundation. I think I said the branding's the foundation. Data is the,
Data. Yeah. 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 Well, you
we have
start
to
with
like,
branding, sure. Like branding
yeah.
definitely, I mean, it's a starting point for a business, but I feel like once you start going out into the world,
Yeah. You have
you
to look
have
at
to
that.
be able to see, okay, how does it perform? And the only way to really know how it performs is by, if you're a retailer, you look at your sales. Like, did this particular piece of advertising, or perhaps it's a shelf talker on shelf, like stuff I'm doing in store, whatever it is,
Mhm.
there is an ROI, right? There's a return
Mhm.
on your investment that you need to keep track of to see, like, was this a successful campaign? Was this a successful,
Mhm.
execution in whatever, whether it's digital or print? Like there are ways to track that, um, and tweak. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how can you make an informed decision if you have no information to back it up? So,
Correct.
it all speaks about numbers. To me, it's all about those numbers and how
Yeah.
we can pivot and shift and just, help grow
Yeah.
those numbers.
That's really cool.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. Is there any one client's project that really changed the direction of your business? Was there something that you kind of entered into that you're like, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that we could
Mm.
do that." Or like maybe there was a client that, pushed you to go beyond what you were doing before. Is there anything that comes to mind?
I feel like every client pushes me to do better
Yeah.
than before. I'm very competitive, so like I'm always like, well, we can do better. I think about like we had some great results for clients in 2025. I'm
Yeah.
like, we got to do better in 2026.
How
Like,
do we
how
do
do we
better?
do better? We got to challenge ourselves consistently to
Yeah.
help do better. So,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think about what there was, we took on, this lead came in through a private equity firm and they had a portfolio company that they were working with
Mhm.
that had 50 locations of
Okay.
ABD therapy. And they were working with a current agency that they weren't getting great results with.
Mhm.
And they were doing SEO and they were doing Google ads, but they felt like there was there could grow more, and they
Yeah.
needed another agency, that could handle that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that kind of changed our SEO process a little bit in a
Mhm.
lot of ways, because instead of looking at this business as a big entity,
Mhm.
they had 50 locations. We treated them like 50 different businesses because
Mm.
they're each individually located in different areas, and every area is different. Every town is different.
Smart.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
we really narrowed the focus down
Yeah.
to 50 different businesses, and we geared our SEO strategy into getting them to getting them visibility in those individual areas versus looking like this big conglomerate of they're
That's really
really
smart.
a local business,
Mhm.
but just happen to have a national brand name. So,
That's smart. That is actually very, very smart.
and I am proud to say that their lead is increased over 50% in the past year. So,
That's wild.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
huge.
by
Hello.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the big projects I'm proud of.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Really good. Are there any industries or maybe brands that you'd love to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Oh,
Maybe that's 2026 goals
yeah.
or that you wanna continue to work
I
with.
mean, I love healthcare.
Yeah,
I love local business. I love, businesses that have like multiple locations.
yeah,
That, like I said, with that other business, with that national brand that we work with, uh, I love healthcare, professional services.
yeah. And that's so interesting because healthcare in general is not an easy healthcare, pharma, stuff like that. They're
Yeah.
not that they're not easy to work with. I don't wanna say that. That's misspeaking, but it's a complicated field.
Yeah. 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 I mean,
There's
there's a
many
lot of, yeah,
nuances and rules
HIPAA
and
compliances. Yeah.
yes, it is not just
Hmm.
cut and dry, "Oh, I can do whatever I want."
Yeah. No,
There are guardrails that really
yeah.
could be seen as something like, oh, I don't wanna deal with that," but that's awesome that you find it
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
really, really cool and promising field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have, strategies in place to deal with
Yeah.
any sort of HIPAA compliance issue, but I'd like to continue to partner with private equity firms, like,
Yeah.
working with their portfolios. I
Mhm.
love the fact that, PE firms buy it, wanna grow it really fast, and sell it, so it's, like, a real great challenge for us
Yeah.
to, like, get in there, dig in, clean it up,
Yeah.
restructure, reframe it, and, you know,
Yeah.
get going with it. So
That's
that's
really cool.
I'd like to continue to move into that direction
Yeah.
for this year.
Yeah.
But I love that. I
Very
just
cool.
love transforming
Yeah.
business. I
I can tell.
I get so
I love it.
excited.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you ever have, like, a gut feeling when it's like, "I gotta change something. I gotta shift something. I gotta or evolve again." Do you ever get, like is there any ever sometimes we're like, "Oh, I have that feeling again. I have to, like, do something."
I do. I mean, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, when you own
About 1 o'clock.
yeah. When you own a business, like every day you figure out, wait, we could do this better, we could do that better,
Yeah.
we can maybe shift this, or,
Mhm.
you know, it's everything to me is a challenge. I always, again, I always want to be better.
That's a
And I always
great
want to do better.
yeah.
I feel like every day we have to shift and pivot a little bit. It's hard too when to market your own marketing agency as a marketer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sit in the shower thinking about marketing other people's businesses.
Yeah.
And when it comes down, we're like that shoemaker,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has,
Super guilty.
right,
100%.
whatever. It's hard um,
Mhm.
to do, but I always have ideas of what else we can do and who else we can help and how we have to get in front of those people. So, that is always a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, I mean, I can't say there's anything in particular that I'm like,
Yeah.
shifted or changed anything. I feel like it's an everyday occurrence, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have any advice for people who might be going through similar, very drastic, life changes, like when you first began?
mhm,
Now, fast forward to today, is there
mhm,
any advice you can give someone who might be in that moment of like, I know something has to change.
mm,
It's daunting
mhm,
and I don't know where to go. Like you have someone here who like it wasn't just right. It wasn't like why not go into another firm or corporate? Why, you went through such a shift to go to like
yeah,
bet on yourself and start your own thing, right?
yeah,
And that fear that comes with it, or that
yeah,
anxiety, that little, I don't know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
Is there
I
anything that
always
you feel like you could share with
I mean,
someone?
I wish I could say there's like a magic thing of what you should do to get there. The only thing I could share is a little bit of advice
Yeah.
is that it's all going to be okay. Like, no matter what you decide to do or where you want to go, and it, take that leap, because you know what? What is the worst thing that's going to happen? I mean,
Mhm.
if it could lead you down a great path, it may take you down a different path that might not necessarily be the path that you wanted,
Mhm.
but it might be where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, and lean on the people that are around you, lean on the people that can give you support, talk to other people that can help mentor you, reach out to your community. Like,
Yeah.
I always say that one of the biggest things that helped me drive this business is the fact that I get involved with the community. I'm on the
You,
board of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm involved in many nonprofits around town. So, these are also great networking opportunities, but they're also a way for you to get outside of yourself, get out of your brain a little bit, and
hmm
and meet people and find,
Yeah.
find.
Because people want to work with people. People want to
Yeah,
support people.
yeah,
So it is a really good
yeah,
thing, and it's hard, but it's a really good thing to
yeah,
put yourself out
yeah.
there and just,
If
talk about it. Like,
Mhm.
don't be scared to talk about it. Share your business, share your dreams and what you want to do and
Share
where you
your
want to go.
fears, like,
Yeah.
I wake up scared every day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Can I really do this? I was afraid about being on a podcast. Can I do this? I don't know."
You're one of the best
Oh
interviews ever. This is like, I
my
love
God.
this conversation. I think it's great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing fantastic. I love this interview. I think I was going to tell you at the end, like, I think this is one of the most natural and informative and very real conversations that
Oh,
we've had.
oh,
And
that's nice.
I think it's helpful to anyone, no matter what industry you're in, what phase of your life you're in. It's
Yeah.
like you just said, like, just believe in yourself and just do it.
Just
Like,
do it.
just do, well, just do it because it's
At
true.
least
You
you'll have
don't
that
know.
experience, and maybe this one thing that you've decided to do didn't work, and maybe
And that's
for
okay.
whatever reason, it didn't work, but you know why? Because there's something better that you should be doing that's coming down the road for you pretty soon.
Yeah.
So,
You just
that's
needed to, like, cross that little
and you
intersection,
had to
and that's it.
learn something from that experience that didn't work so you can be successful in your next one.
100%. And one thing we tell our kids all the time is, like, there are no mistakes in life. Yes, you can screw up. Yes, of course. You can fall on your face. Of course. You can be embarrassed. You can be, you know what I mean? Things may not turn out the way you expect, but there's always something you can learn from it. And if you learn something from it,
It was
it
successful.
it was exactly. It wasn't just okay.
Successful fall on your face. But
Correct.
it's okay.
Yes, and
It's
I think
all
that
gonna
that's
be okay.
important. I think it's important to take that throughout your entire life because, like I said, I don't think we ever stop learning. I don't think we ever stop
Mhm.
advancing and dreaming and challenging yourselves. And it's very easy to feel like you want to be safe in this one little box
Mhm.
and not extend yourself too far because and it's all, I think, out of fear of
Change.
change,
Mm.
of not being seen in the light you want to be seen or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I feel like life is like a whole bunch of little experiences and just enjoy it and just let it take you and grow with it. Grow
If
with
you
it.
don't take the risk, you never get the
You
reward.
know, there's so many, we're getting so much good advice
I
today.
know. We should have like a
You're
podcast.
welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. An advice podcast with
Listen,
the
we might
Landers.
start once a month. We're going to recap this and we're going to bring some more puns to you. All right. I think, like, this has been so good to learn about where you are. And the way I like to wrap it up usually is kind of just getting more onto a few things that are more just you,
Mhm. Mhm.
Christine.
Ah.
So outside of work, which we've
Yeah.
talked plenty about, what brings you joy nowadays? What are little things that bring you joy that you
Yeah.
like to do?
I listen, I love every moment I can get with my children and my family.
Mm-hmm.
So, my boys are one's a sophomore in college, one's a senior in high school, and I also have two stepkids that are junior and eighth grader. So, those moments that I can have are great and so valuable. So,
Yeah.
even though I work a lot, and they probably say I work too much, and I know they say I work too much, but, I'm holding on to every last moment with my senior right now.
Mhm.
If he will have dinner with me, Maybe you will tonight. I don't know. But I'm like, drop everything. Let's go. But
Beautiful.
that's really important to me. My health is important to me. I mean, I love working out. I'm a big Orange Theory person. I don't know.
It's a great place. Love
Yeah, I'm in Orange Theory. I could be there probably 4 or 5 times a week.
it.
That's where I shut down.
Yeah.
I think they say you should do like pick 1 hour a day to just do something for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my 1 hour a day that I choose.
I love that. I'm
Yeah.
going to take that up because that's where I fail miserably is taking time for myself.
It's hard.
So,
It's
yeah.
very hard.
Yeah.
I've just gotten in the habit of going to the gym, and if I don't, then I'm a bear and I'm not
Yeah.
happy. So I love
Yeah.
it. But I have no hobbies. I keep saying I should get a hobby. Really don't. I love to
Because we
work.
talked a little before we even started recording, because this is another question that I tend to ask. And so you mentioned you're not like a super duper avid reader.
Yeah, I said,
right?
please don't ask me
Don't
my
ask me about
favorite books. I mean, I don't read anything. I read online, like articles and
Yeah.
articles and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But
Not like leisurely.
no, I don't remember the last time I read a leisurely book.
Yeah.
I'll listen sometimes, but
Are you a podcast person?
no,
Not podcast,
no.
music,
You want to know what I listen to in the car?
Boys to Men. That's what I was listening to on the way here.
Really? Oh, good for you.
Because I'm introducing my husband, and I shouldn't just say me.
Yeah.
My son is like born in the wrong like era. He's like a 90s hip hop kid.
I love that. I love it.
So we're like everything we used to listen to in high school. He's like, what about this? What about that? So while watching The Masked Singer, which he didn't want to watch, but Boyz II Men was on it like a couple seasons ago, because my daughter loves that show. And he's like, oh, who are they?
Oh,
I'm
you like them?
let me tell you who they are.
So funny.
So now they're like on a repeat everywhere.
Oh my
he
God.
listens to everything.
Boys to Men.
Yeah, but he's like Wu-Tang, Nas, like all this stuff. I'm like cringing sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, don't listen to the lyrics. Oh my God. But yeah, he's like a different kid. He's spray paints. He's like skateboarder. Like,
that's so cool though.
he's finding his way, and it's like out of nowhere the last year or two, like just
yeah. It's
sprouted
amazing
like
that they could be your spawn,
Yeah.
yet they're like completely different from you. And
I love it. It's so fun.
It's nice to watch them grow up and morph and they morph over time.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh.
I can't even tell you all this
the stages.
The different things that it was the WWE at one point.
Yeah.
It was like I actually went to one of those because
Did you?
yeah.
Well, we have them semi-close, right?
Yeah. I went to Boston for it, but whatever.
That's cool. So what music were you listening
Oh
to?
God, it's not music.
Okay.
I listen to Howard Stern every morning.
Do you really?
Every day.
I haven't listened to him
Nobody
in
has.
years. I forget he's on, but he's always a fun listener.
I love him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes he's a little crazy and a little out there, but he's
Yeah.
got really good interviews. I have
No,
to tell you.
100%.
I mean, he had
agree.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on together yesterday.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
So that's what I
love
listen
it.
to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's my
Okay.
guilty pleasure.
I'll take it. I think it's a good one.
Oh.
So where can people find you? Tell us about Aspire.
Aspire Digital Solutions. You can find us at aspiredigitalsolutions.com. We're based here in Ridgefield. You can learn all about our services. I think we've talked enough about them. We do web design, search engine optimization, everything. We just become your outsourced marketing team. But best way to find us, you can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn. You can connect Christine Mullen on LinkedIn or visit our website.
Love it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank
Christine.
you. This was
Thank
not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I know. Lori, who connected us, mentioned to me she might be a little nervous, but I'm telling you, like, this is a fantastic interview, and I can't thank you enough for taking the time. This is awesome. So thanks again, everyone, for listening and tuning in. Like, subscribe. We're going to put all of Christine's information in the post, in the copy. So find her today, anything you need. Thanks, everyone. Take care.